Ever feel like you need to shout into the wind and no one listens? That is the moment when you realize that no matter how hard you try, you will never achieve the honor you deserve is not heading your way. This is a point of change, not only in how other people see you, how you see yourself. We're going to dive deep today, examining the realm of respect is a timeless concept. This is Stoicism itself, but it's just as important as ever. The present stress the Stoics teach us that respect comes from inside. The concept of respect is based on self-control and skill. But how do we translate it into practical application? What do these very old ideas say into the way we act every day to get the respect we deserve? Watch out as we look at 5 useful strategies that gives you power, not just to get respect, but to feel. It makes sure your voice is heard, is not only heard, but locked up what we say. When we split up, what they're talking about, not agreeing to an invitation, I am reviewing a decision at work. There is a usual mistake a lot of us fall into. Too much explaining. We appear to be in sync to package our no with a nicely tied list of reasons. But let's think about this again. Why the drive? The drive stems from the desire to make decisions quickly and effortlessly with a lot of explanations. Again, this tendency to over-explain stems from a lack of self-awareness in our decisions or a fear of disappointing others. It's as if we're trying to keep things peaceful even before it arises. I have a thought that could change. How do you go about it? In these cases, Stoicism serves as a guiding principle. Wisdom is what this city was built on, push for justice, warmth, and alcohol. It teaches us the importance of being careful. Marcus Aurelius once thought that everything we say and do is essential and easy, and it should be easy, northwestern and direct. So when we choose not to elaborate, again, not only do we save breath, but we also theoretically stock the stocking virtue inset, because you trust the power of the decisions without feeling forced to protect them at all times. Think about this. When you overstep boundaries, you unintentionally convey a message. This implies a lack of belief in the concept of what you decide is enough and a willingness to leave them alone. You might consider you are being useful or careful what comes across. This is not about knowing and taking risks. It's about having faith in speaking only what is necessary, which earns you more respect. People start to pay attention that you care about, make your own decisions. Plus, this naturally raises what they think about how you feel about yourself and making decisions. How do we use this now in your daily life? Begin small. The next time you choose, if it's responding to an invitation or choosing not to have a different project at work, fight the surge. And to give a backstory, simple, I can't make it to thank you for kitching me, or this project will have to be passed over. Pay attention to current issues. What should I do? Keep in mind that pushing yourself is acceptable. Write your first statement, again, strong in a polite way. A key strategy that shows stocks and endurance. And remember to keep one's own lines also going over the explanation can make your message loud, and it may even lead to mistakes. The more you say, the more people have to look it up. Keeping your explanations concise ensures clarity in your speech, which is beneficial for others. It helps others understand where you are coming from. Please be clear. It not only makes you stronger, how do others see you, but it also lines up stalking to the Stoic principle. Communication that is clear and works, choosing to have less is more, doesn't mean getting cold or impossible to reach. In fact, it's about finding the middle ground, about being able to talk and building a kind of time silence, how a lot that says about you do not disrespect other people. This right angle is important in professional settings, where it's being seen as skilled and confident can have a big effect. Your path in a career cut down on how much you explain. How did you make choices is a practice that frees people. It makes your mind lighter as you do not feel the need to explain every choice. Not only does this a better image of yourself, but it lines up with the Stoic idea of paying attention to what we can control, what we did, and how we reacted, than approval from the outside. Next time, as you spiral, you catch yourself, watch out for the over-explanation trap. Take a moment to stop, think about the virtues of Stoicism, consider knowledge and ease, and choose an answer that prioritizes your time, abilities, and audience skills. Keep in mind the things you choose not to say. This serves as a test for your confidence in how you spend your money. Remember, every day is 24 hours long. However, how often do we listen to what we say? I do not have time. This word has become the anthem of today. Help for the overwhelmed. But here's a new point of view. Imagine taking care of your time at the same level of matters extra safety as a dragon giving up its gold. Why be in this world where everyone and everything requires your presence? It's not just prudent to manage your time effectively, it is required from the viewpoint of a Stoic. You can use time in more than one way. It is the most valuable commodity we have. And you can never get it back once you spend it. The Seneca wrote a lot. What actions should we take to prevent time waste in his writings? He thought that being busy is often a mistake, a building of bad time management and wrong domestic priorities. What Seneca said, choose well, in the same way that a Stoic makes decisions on what is important. Live a positive life, we must also make a decision what is valid for our time. This choice-based approach to how to manage time doesn't make you stingy, or also rather, it's about getting more made-up choices. Line up your activities with your most important values. Ask yourself, do you want to do this social engagement or a meeting align? What do I value? What good things will it do for my life? If you say no, you have a strong reason to do so. And running away is a strong step when it comes to your time. Say no. They're hard a lot more in a culture that often marks business, how to be productive, and finally self-worth. However, each time you accept something that isn't feasible, you are taking responsibility for your own goals. This can affect your peace of mind or even your health. Keep your time safe. That means doing something. What you allow into your life isn't about being rude. It's about having a plan. Think about this when someone asks you to make time for them. Imagine they are asking you for a bit of your life. How quickly would you give it away? How did you see it? Most likely it didn't catch your attention. Stoics practice. This is where it comes in useful. Think about how temporary life is and how important is it making effective use of time requires us to allocate each moment in a specific manner that makes it more valuable the lives of other people, or your own sharing a commitment to the Stoics to live with a purpose even more. Keep your time safe. What it means to know when to delegate or just let it go. You don't have to answer every email. You didn't have every problem that came up. It needs your touch to fix it. As Marcus Aurelius pointed out that not everything is as important as it seems or as important as they look. Identifying what you need to do, what you need to pay attention to, and what others can do frees up time and a place to think. When you follow these principles, other people may care about how you feel. Take a look at your guarded approach to time. This thought will help you. We respect these people who cares about their own time. It sets a standard how to show you value yourself. And by adding in show them respect too. People are going to learn. However, when you set a date, they're making things challenging for you. It's not just about the money you've lost once you've overextended yourself and can no longer effectively manage your time. It's crucial to ensure its effective utilization. Stoicism teaches us to think about things every day, about what we did and what we chose. Follow this step. Check out how you spent your day. Did you allow time? What does it really matter? Did you say no when you should have make changes as needed? And don't forget, every day is a new chance to act in line with your values. One strength is indisputable. How to know when and how to stand your ground. It's not about putting things off. You need to know how much you're worth and how effective are your ideas. World we live in now where views are flying as loosely as teas in the winds. It's tempting to do it. Let things go as they may. We should avoid causing any trouble, but let's change the script. What if you stand firm? You could strive for more respect for yourself and others in your own land, using Stoic wisdom as a guide. We find a good reminder in the lessons of the baby who said, "Why does it happen to you?" What matters is how you react to that. This idea is at the heart of how to stand your ground. It's not about what you do complaining or being angry, but responding with good reason and an expansion of thought. What do you believe and choose? It's about making an impression on the world. Being a person who values their own thoughts is crucial. It is crucial to have the courage to stand your ground, regard of the discomfort it may cause. Maintain alignment with your own principles and have confidence in the choices you make. This is not something that has to be easy to do. This is especially true during challenging times where a summary leans very hard against you. Still, there's huge value working in the park, whenever you strongly state your viewpoint. Not an aggression. Not only are you practicing Stoic strength, you are also teaching the people around you about how honorable you are and a dedication to your values. Think about a situation at work. Which situation will make implementing your idea difficult? It could be easier just nod and go on with it. What if your idea doesn't work as good and is being overlooked due to haste or group thinking? Leaving your ground times like this? This means articulating very clearly your viewpoint and giving reasoning. What this doesn't mean isting an end toy on S. It's more about airing a conversation. Where can people hear you? The Stoics employ this approach, emphasizing the crucial role of reason, ensure that your case makes sense and proceeds slowly without attachment. Moreover, the Stoic ideal deeply connects with the act of getting angry or screaming, as well as leaving your ground control of self, refers to the ability to regulate your emotions during times of defeat, ensuring that reason guides your actions far more than impulse. This mastery of self is what calls for respect in the end. People usually respect those who can stay put together. This respect becomes even more evident when significant consequences are involved. But let's be clear, leaving your ground, it also means being ready to accept. It's important to acknowledge that others may not always share your viewpoint. That's fine. Stoicism teaches acceptance of things we can't change, including other people's views. But there is great growth as a person, and remember how to earn it simply by being brave enough to take out your views in a real way in relationships with people. This action is just as important. You might find yourself stuck in certain situations or discussing needs that are important to you. It could be sufficient to simply say no. Returning to your commitments is crucial when you're thin to begin with. Or as important as protecting your choices in career, members of the family who want to take a different way, for you to really stand your ground in a good way. What makes your stance what you do is important to you? What ideas do you stand for when you hold this position? Are you seeking to be fair, honesty, and integrity understanding? This can help you have the strength to go on, and the ability to talk clearly about what you do with conviction and consistency in life is one of those characteristics, while it may not always yield the desired results. It is crucial for the establishment of trust and keeping the trust. Think about it. Notice when someone regularly follows through on what they said they would do. How do you see them? There's a chance, however you trust them, they are reliable and reasonable. Let's go one step further with that. Imagine lining up this kind of to be consistent when Stoic people search for virtue. Stoics put a lot of value on how to live a life that lines up with what you believe. Moreover, the concept of being as trustworthy as your word extends. Beyond mere marks what you can trust, it's a Bible verse. Thank you for your honesty and character. Marcus Aurelius often stressed how important it is to act. He emphasized the importance of living according to principles going with your philos. Philosophy, not only in thoughts but also in actions going through about what you say you'll do, is a strong base for Mark of this way of thinking. It proves that you have not just been caught in this moment, the drive to keep promises, but we are praying very hard to getting to know them, stocking up the Stoic value to be consistent in between words and deeds. What do you say when you promise? You can think of it as setting a goal. This concept extends beyond your own thoughts of the other person. Additionally, creating a task for the future is crucial. Every time you make a promise, you're essentially communicating with the world. And it's important to remind yourself of this, that you are someone whom you can count on. The consistency of sets up a base of trust that can improve. This applies to everyone you know and love, from unique friendships to business partnerships. Think about how this practice can change how you talk to people. If you agree to work on a project, look it over, give it the care it needs. If you agree to help a friend, be there for them when they need you. It doesn't matter how small the promise is. The act of pursuing something not only on seemingly small commitments, but also on a record of availability can have a significant impact. How do others see you and get in touch with you? However, following through on your promise is more than just fulfilling your duty to other people. Ask yourself, what do you think there is in honesty in person? It teaches Stoicism. It emphasizes that we should not allow external factors to hinder our progress. But it also emphasizes the importance of taking full responsibility for our actions. What do you need to do within our power? You should always strive to keep your promises and align your actions with your intentions. What happens with your is an important part of Stoic ethics. What to do when things change. Stoicism can also assist us in this situation. Adapt to our situation with grace. If you find yourself unable to fulfill a promise, talk together out loud and be true about it. Offer other options if possible, suggest alternative solutions, and learn from the experience to remain more mindful, make new commitments for the future. Additionally, it's crucial to keep in mind that your word holds equal weight. That means knowing when to say no. A common mistake is taking on too much. It's easy to agree with too many things at once. However, fear of missing out does not fit in. Enough to make others happy can make promises that are not kept and burned down. Trust, this is how the Stoics did it. Self-awareness is important. Look at your limits. Be aware of what you can do. Only agree on how much you can carry. This ensures you keep your promises and sustains your work. It's easy to enjoy the good times and accept the bad ones. But what about the times when things don't go according to plan, when nothing goes as planned? Admitting when we're wrong doesn't just mean being honest, it's a beneficial exercise. How to build character? No matter how hard step may be, the real growth takes place here. The Stoics and what they stressed reading about self and responsibility for yourself were aware of this. What do they think is that accepting errors that one makes are not a sign of weakness, but an honorable act of courage that makes things better? What we mean by accountability, it's more than that. It extends beyond merely admitting your mistakes. It necessitates a retrospective approach. This process involves reflecting on what went wrong, understanding why it happened, and devising strategies to prevent it from happening again. The Stoic way of life involves a daily self-evaluation. What steps would they take to reflect on their actions at the end of each day? They should reflect on what they could have done better. If you practice this, you do more than learn. Learn from your mistakes, not only to show others that you are interested in how to continuously improve yourself. You have to be responsible for what you do. But with humility, another value of the core Stoics, how to accept that you can fall, and accepting what you did wrong is impossible. But this humility gives me power. It creates opportunities. It teaches you how to learn and grow, which is important for your personal and professional development. Additionally, by owning up to your mistakes, you can stop fights and build trust. People are more likely to forgive and supportive when they see someone making mistakes. Look at a scenario at work with trust and grace. Your mistake caused a delay in the project. Whenever you want, we need to change who is to blame or excuse yourself. Do what you need to do. You cannot turn a potentially disastrous situation into an opportunity to learn and build teamwork. By admitting fault and proposing a solution, you made a strong case for your team. What it means, take care of things, ensure that you are a good leader. Including accountability could potentially enhance your decision-making skills. Each time you gave in, you made a mistake. The decision stands before you. What triggers that error? This thought has the potential to improve your judgment, enabling you to predict future events more accurately and reducing possible problems going forward. This is how accountability isn't just a way to fix things. Besides handling failures, being proactive and responsible means being transparent about what works and what doesn't. Talk about both your successes, what you did wrong as part of a culture of learning, and being open. Use this method. It helps you grow personally and improves our collective knowledge. The skills of your groups, which promote a helpful environment and a place to work together, are a result of our current circumstances, are more important. Different from the circumstances. Because of this, when you make a mistake, your center, you should not think about the mistake. However, adopting this mindset not only helped you manage what happened right away, but also helped you understand what you did wrong far more effectively. You were able to address your mistakes far more effectively. But it also lines you up, sticking to the principles. Pay attention to what you can manage, what you do. Reactions and growth as a person. As we come to the end of our study, any of these ways to improve your life is clear. Everyone carries a profound message that goes beyond appearances. It's not just about being conscious. It's about treating our time as a valuable asset, remaining sure of what we believe, being consistent in what we do, owning up to our mistakes. All of these principles add up. Put together a case. It's not just to get respect, but for living a fulfilling life. Imagine putting these practices together in your everyday life. It turns into a canvas that you paint on with what you do say and choose. Every wise and intelligent move is more than going places. The world around us has to do with sculpting landscape on the inside you as a person, like Marcus Aurelius told us. Getting back at them is not to be like your enemy. The same way getting respect is best achieved by not asking for it, but to feel it by following these rules. We also link. We are a part of something that endures over time. We belong to a long line of thinkers who knew the real measure. Our lives are more valuable than the things we accumulate, but what we spit out, how we have an effect on the treasure we gain, and the honesty we keep. This journey steps towards embracing respect is not always simple, but it's abundantly worth it. So as you move forward, keep in mind that every interaction is a chance to put these rules into action. Look at every choice moment. This is an exceptional opportunity show. What rights you care about, the better you do it, the more natural what they do will become. Until that day, it will become clear that you are not only acting. Remember, you're living it. Thanks for coming with me today on this journey. Let's live a life that doesn't just mean respect, wants it more than deserves it. Do not give up, keep striving, and do not forget the person who commands the most respect in the room is often the one who knows the power of good luck and the strength of character. Let's keep those ideas close as we deal with the difficulties. Our lives are filled with stone, grace, and skill,